Welcome back to Studio Chatter. It might be you, it might be me, but chances are that we all know people that are struggling with something. May is National Mental Illness Month. This is not an uncommon occurrence. All right, well, this is pretty serious.
It is.
And something that we need to talk about sometimes.
Yeah, I think it's really important, and I think I've had hands-on with in different times of my life I have for sure, but this last month I've kind of really felt that importance of taking care of my physical, my mental, and all that. I just had a lot. I got a new job, a new calling, my son's graduating, new grandbaby, and it all kind of culminated at once. Mm-hmm. And because in the past, I've had moments of depression and times with that, now I catch myself with it.
That's good.
Where before I would allow it to go too far. Mm-hmm. But I think it's kind of why I took a little break and I wasn't here, last week or last time to film. It's my world's, it was too much and I had to say no. And I think I used to not say no, and that would get me in trouble. And I could feel it coming. It was too much for me to manage and balance, and something had to give.
And I love that you recognized it and you came to us and just said, hey, this is a lot, my plate's full, and we're like, hey,
right.
Step back.
Mm-hmm. Right. And I loved even more that you said that to me, that you didn't try and pressure me, because for me to just verbalize it was hard enough. To actually vocalize, I'm struggling, I'm barely making it here for a minute. And instead of me walking away altogether, I love that you're just take a break for a minute. Step back and wait till you feel calm, and then let's go from there.
Yeah, because I think a lot of times when we're struggling mentally, we really can't pinpoint it.
No.
And I remember when I had 4 little kids at home, and my husband would be like, you're not Superwoman, slow down. I'm like, but everything I'm doing is good stuff. What do I stop?
Right.
Yep.
And that can be a huge catapult into a depression or, whatever, an anxiety moment, those too much, spread too thin moments.
Well, I think it can be very overwhelming. And I think that the very healthy thing is that people aren't afraid to talk about it now. I think that you used to just kind of tuck it away. Mm-hmm. There were just so many things that people didn't verbalize, and there's so many ways to talk about it now or to discuss it. And there's, mental helplines, or to be able to, or even to apps that you can use, or the Safe Utah app that you can reach out and just say, hey, I'm just feeling overwhelmed.
Talk to a therapist, click on an app and someone's there for you.
Right.
That's incredible.
Mm-hmm. I think, is it the vulnerability of it is that why we don't talk about it, and not wanting to look like we're not having it all together or perfect? Or I know that there's lots of things, but I look back at my scenarios in different places, and I didn't want to think that something was wrong with me or that something was controlling me, and so you kind of tuck it away. But
I think for
felt
women,
I needed someone else to jump into my life to help me.
I think for women especially, because I got this, because you want to do things for your kids, you want to do things for your house, you want to do things at work. And I know even sometimes when all of those things feel overwhelming, and it's hard to say it sometimes.
Yeah.
And I
can't do it, or I'm feeling broken, or I'm not feeling happy.
Well, or even sometimes you want to take a day away from work even. How many times do you want to be, I just need a mental health day. It used to be taboo to say that. And it's perfectly okay to say that.
Because when you're sick, throw up sick, you would take the day off of work, and sometimes that mental needs that same break.
So do you guys do anything, or what do you guys do currently in your life to make sure you're just in check? For example, I know I say this all the time, reading for me, I feel I need to get, I'm a child in elementary and I need 20 minutes a day.
Yeah.
I need to take that for me to just decompress, escape.
No, I do. Once a week I go tanning, and it is my happy place as well too. It's just, I feel the sunshine, I feel I'm somewhere else. Yeah, I've done something for myself. I grab my Diet Cokes probably on the daily, is kind of a funny mental break for me. It's my reward system, which isn't great. Somewhat of an addiction too, but it is. It can cheer up my day, or make me hey, we got this. We can do this. Yeah. Taking
what about
a moment.
You, Natasha?
No, I think everybody needs that. I love retail therapy. I love even reading. I love just anything that's even writing in a notebook, or even talking to my mom, or going on a walk. I love when I have the time to get some physical walking, just
I agree.
and listen. And even if it's not listening to a podcast or just getting just that physical, just
sometimes like turning
break.
up the radio and just like drowning like your thoughts for a quick minute. Sometimes I'll lay on my hammock outside and just feel the sun.
I did that today.
Did you? Like
just needed
5 minutes,
Yeah,
like whatever.
some vitamin D.
Yeah.
I think exercise.
Oh,
I mean, it's not
absolutely.
about the weight. It's about your mental.
the clarity.
Your mental
Yeah, just
being.
just clearing. Yep.
Yeah.
Or running a bath. Like I love to just run a bath with some eucalyptus oil and just relax.
See, and that's like not my go-to. So I love like listening to everybody's different ideas. And I think for me, girlfriends, like
talking it out.
Yeah, especially these kids. I guess they're not kids. 20-year-old
20s,
daughters
yes.
that are having kids, talking to other young moms. So you're like, I'm in the thick of this. I'm waking up here, and someone's saying, "Hey, have you tried that?" No, thank you.
Right, and like Instagram is hard because I think they get on there and see like, oh, look at they've got a house now, or they've got this, or they're doing this. All their kids look perfect, but also they're finding little connections too, like self-help things. And,
Yes.
And so, oh, this really works for me. You should use that too. But it is a tricky balance nowadays to
Yes,
try
it
and
is.
I don't know.
Well, and gatherings
Fish
haven't
through
been
that.
so common in the last year. It has been really difficult through COVID that people haven't been getting together
right.
to do some of those things, or having the girlfriend gatherings, or talking, or being able to just discuss like, this has been rough for me. So
A lot of in our heads, probably, with a lot of things.
Yeah, so I was happy to hear the other day one of my girlfriends saying, "Hey, so and so has the kids. I'm going to play bunco." I'm like, oh wow, I haven't heard that for a long time. So
Yeah.
people are playing bunco again and just getting together and having snacks and playing bunco. So
Yeah.
I think that coming together is really healthy too.
I heard on the radio someone saying the other day, "Hey, moms, going to the grocery store alone is not me time. Like
That's a chore.
That is, yeah. So I think we need to be
Thank
careful.
you, Instacart. I don't go to the grocery store anymore.
I need to be reminded of that again and
I
again.
will
and
remind
again.
you.
Every time.
Not
okay?
feel guilty to ask for help, and going to the
Yeah.
grocery store is not your out.
Well, you think like hundreds of years ago, wouldn't they more have tribes? Like they would all really help each other. And now sometimes I feel like moms are on an island.
Yes.
Right?
Like why not?
And
ask
because
for more
everyone
help?
else is so busy too, I think that we really are sometimes almost on an island. Because
Yeah.
I think, oh, I should ask my sister, but I'm like, I know she has 10,000 things going on as well.
And is it something important? Like, I think if it's an important
Emergency,
thing
right.
to you, then maybe budget that in. Like, if you need a Friday night date, of course, every marriage should be, helping that and budget in daycare or
Right.
cleaning or a cook or
Yep.
I don't know. Think through what's important to you.
Yeah,
and
to help give your
you.
head some mental space
Yes.
and clarity. And I think it's also, I'm just a huge advocate, like, to get help, to talk to someone, a therapist, or to get on medication, like whatever will help you. Everyone's journey is so individualized. And to say this worked for me, that's great. It may not work for you. But whatever it is that allows you to get better, then you need to
Take
follow
those
that
steps.
journey. Yep.
I love that.
Yep. And reach out.
Absolutely.
Good.
Okay, coming up next, you never know where you might find someone that can make an impact in your life. Stay with us.